Hey, welcome back to Dad Space. It's Dave. Glad to be back with you again. You know, I was thinking about these electric cars that are coming into popularity around the world and wondering, how frustrating is it to have to stop and go charge your car when you just want to, you're 5 minutes from home or you're an hour from your destination and you have to stop and go park in a parking lot somewhere and plug your car in and sit there like you have to take a break. You have to stop. You have to stop driving. Even though you could just keep driving, you could just be there and, oh, I'm so close to my destination. But somebody's forcing me to take a break. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. As dads, aren't we so impatient just to finish the task, get to that location, hey kids, no pre-breaks, we're going to just power through and get home. But we do that in life as dads. Do you get where I'm going with this? That we don't find time for rest as dads. We're in this constant mode of go, 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 get there, do it efficiently, and do it as quickly as possible. Let's get to our location and move on to the next task. And rest is the enemy in many cases as a dad, as a father, as a partner. And I think we're missing out on something. And now I'm starting to rethink my thoughts around these electric cars. Because again, they have a limited run, you can only go so far, and then you have to stop. Where gas, you can stop at a gas station and keep going. There's a lot more gas stations than there are charging locations right now in the world. It's easy to stop for a few moments, fill up your tank of gas, and continue your trip. It's very hard to go and sit in a parking lot. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I could sit there and just wait for my car to charge. But I think it's so powerful as I'm unpacking this. And I'm just kind of thinking, wow, as dads, we need something that parks us in a parking lot somewhere and forces us to stop, forces us to take a break. And the whole idea of rest as a dad is something that I think we all need to spend a little time investigating. So I'm working on this and trying to wrap my head around again, thinking of charging my car and recharging myself. And I'm like, okay, let's just break this down, maybe 4 things, like a 4-step process to go from busy to rest, from activity to rest. And how do we do that? So here's what I came up with, these 4 things, and let's see what you think of these, and maybe it sparks some thoughts in your mind as a dad. You're on Dad Space to implement some rest in your week, in your day, in your month, whatever that is. But here's a 4-step process that I'm working on, that I'm trying to develop for myself, but I wanted to share with you as well. So number 1, let's recognize that we need balance in our life. And to understand that balance is essential for our overall well-being and for effective parenting. We have to acknowledge the importance of rest as a key component in achieving balance. Now, what does rest mean for you? I guess rest can mean many different things. Right, rest doesn't mean the same thing for everyone. So, what is your rest? For me, my mind goes to standing on a dock, a bunch of worms in a little bucket with dirt in it, the sounds of the waves quietly lapping against the dock, that sound when you cast your line out into the lake, and then the blop sound of the bobber landing out in the lake, and just sitting there, listening to the birds, feeling the breeze on your face. It's sunny, it's quiet. A random boat goes by, and all of a sudden that bobber goes under the water, and goes under the water again, and again. You're like, wait, I think I got something. For me, that's where my mind goes to rest. Because my phone is back on shore, because I'll probably drop it in the water. I have what I need for the day to be out there on the dock. The sun feels nice on my skin as I'm standing out there fishing. And I'm not thinking about anything else except what I'm doing. And I'm just enjoying that moment. So rest for me is a fishing line, some worms, and nothing else. That's where my mind goes. So where's your mind go to when you think of rest? So we need to recognize the need for balance, number one. Number two, we need to prioritize our self-care. We need to make self-care, including rest, a top priority in our lives as dads. We got to set some boundaries between work, family, personal time to ensure dedicated periods of rest to rejuvenate ourselves. Recharge our batteries, back to my example of having to sit in a parking lot while your car recharges. When's the last time that you were forced to recharge your batteries? How did that feel to be forced to do that in comparison to wanting to do that? Number three, we need to seek support and delegate. Don't hesitate to ask for help from your partner, your family members, your friends. Delegate your parental tasks and responsibilities to someone else and allow you to have some time for rest and relaxation. This is a time where you need to be selfish as a dad. You really do need to find time for yourself. As we go from soccer games to after-school activities to doctor's appointments and events and groceries and work and here and there and everywhere. We're driving around and the end of the day comes and we crash into the living room chair and think, what did I accomplish today? We need to seek some support and delegate and give away some of these tasks to free up our calendar for ourselves. And lastly, we need to practice intentional rest. We need to engage in activities that genuinely help us unwind and recharge. We need to schedule some regular downtime, pursue some hobbies. Hey, start a podcast or activities that bring us joy and embrace moments of relaxation without feeling guilty. And I guess that is one thing that's, for me as a dad, that I'm struggling with is the guilt side of creating space for myself. I'm starting to say no to some things that I would normally say yes to, because I'm realizing that things are harder. Things are more of a chore that I used to find joy in. And if I can get back to the joy, I think the path to doing that is by recharging my batteries in a parking lot when it's inconvenient, when I'm miles from my home, and I know I could get there if this car was just charged, I could be home now. Forcing me to sit and charge and recharge, forcing me to go off the road and park it. That's tough. That's so tough, but needed. And I think in our world of busyness and the world of next, achieve, it's hard to stop. So I think by following these 4 steps, by recognizing the need for balance, by prioritizing my self-care, by seeking support and delegating, and by practicing intentional rest, that as a dad, I can gradually establish a healthier balance in my life. My goal right now is to prioritize rest that enables me to effectively meet the demands of parenting, while also taking care of my own well-being. it's hard to show up for others when you haven't shown up for yourself. And I think this is springtime for us here in Canada right now. And as I look towards the spring becoming summer, and the days are longer right now, which feels great. The sun is out longer in the evening, and there's time to do things while it's still light out. For me, I'm going to be taking time to enjoy those moments and not let my spring and summer turn into fall in a blink of the eye. It's time to recharge, guys. It's time to park that car, plug it in, and allow our batteries to recharge fully. Not just enough to get us to the next task, but fully recharged battery, full of life, full of power. There's strength, there's longevity there. There's nothing like a full battery to take you further in life. So guys, I'm challenging you. When that little warning light comes on your dash and you have an electric car, it says you need to go charge this car or you're gonna be in trouble. Where's our warning light on our dashboard as dads? I know dads who cover it up with a piece of black tape so they don't have to see it or be annoyed by a warning light on that console, on that cluster of information that we see on our dashboard. It's time to acknowledge the warning sign that says, Dave, it's time for you to go recharge. So what's your warning sign? Are you seeing it on your dash right now? Is it time to recharge your car? Is it time to recharge you as a dad? And what's the impact? If you take a moment on a regular basis to create space to recharge your dad battery, I'd love to hear how you recharge. Reach out, let me know. dadspace.ca. I love having this conversation with you. Would love to hear from you as well. On dadspace.ca, you can leave me a voicemail. And I'd love to hear your voice and include you in the conversation here. And again, on Dadspace, you can find links to our dads group on Facebook. It's a private group. We'll send you an invite if you're interested. But it's a chance to have conversation with other dads just like you. And that's what Dadspace is all about. And I thank you for listening to Dadspace. Another great episode coming up soon. Looking forward to a lot of great conversations coming. And I really appreciate you taking time to listen to this. Go recharge. And we'll catch you on the next one here on Dadspace. Thank you for listening. Hey, we really appreciate you listening to Dadspace. I would love, as the host of Dadspace, if you could share this episode with one person, one dad at a time here at Dadspace. If there's something in here that spoke to you as a dad, awesome. Thank you. I'd love to hear back from you. But if there's something in here that could help another dad, I would love if you just share this with someone and help them experience Dadspace. Head over to dadspace.ca. I'll see you over there and can't wait for the next episode of Dadspace. Talk soon.